Hello, welcome to the KidsPeace Foundation's presentation of its Healing Project Award for 2020. My name is Linda Rothrock. I am the Secretary for the KidsPeace Foundation and the Board of Trustees. Today's presentation is being conducted via Zoom call in accordance with KidsPeace social distancing policies. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the host of our presentation, KidsPeace Vice President and President of the KidsPeace Foundation, Ann McCauley. Ann?
Thank you, Linda. And thank you to all of you for joining us for this exciting presentation of the Foundation's 2020 Healing Award. I'd like to introduce all of the members of our call today. Representing the KidsPeace Foundation, in addition to Linda and myself, we welcome Foundation Chair and KidsPeace National Board Director, Dr. Larry Bell. And Foundation Trustee, National Board Director, and member of the Georgia Board of Associates, Dick Tysinger. Thank you both for joining us. We're honored to present our three finalists for the KidsPeace Foundation 2020 Healing Award. The award in the amount of $2,500 is given to a project that is therapeutic, focused on the well-being of KidsPeace's clients, and helps restore peace to the lives of the people we serve. The finalists for the 2020 Healing Award are Indie Resource Room, submitted by Alexa Muncie for the Indianapolis, Indiana Foster Care Office. Life Books for Healing, submitted by Mary Edwards for the Merrillville, Indiana Foster Care Office. And Pre-Adolescent Playroom, submitted by Andrea Stetler and Jamie Chubb for the PA Residential Program at Patriot Center. Welcome again to the four of you, and congratulations. I'd like to begin by letting each applicant know that all of the trustees were very pleased with your requests, and you described them in such a way that it helped our trustees to understand your work and the care KidsPeace provides at an even deeper level. We all thank you for all that you do every day and for taking the time to submit the application describing what you want to accomplish and why it is so important to our children and youth. The trustees, unfortunately, have only one gift to award, and deciding between your three applications was extremely difficult. Thank you for giving the trustees this opportunity to meet you and ask an additional question. Alexa, we'll start with you. I'm going to begin by describing your application, which was for funding the Indie Resource Room project. You described a resource room for foster families and foster youth to enjoy. You describe a comfortable room with soothing lighting and a try before you buy opportunity for sensory toys, calming down bins, weighted blankets, and other soothing items, as well as books to address commonly expressed challenges. Dr. Bell, would you like to ask Alexa the question from the trustees?
I would, Ann, thank you. First of all, Alexa, thank you very much for your wonderful application. It really is quite important and worthy. I just was curious of what have your foster families and foster youth expressed that determine the need for the resource room? Amongst all the choices, how did you decide what to include?
So this is actually an idea that we as a staff have had for a long while. We do a lot of training for our foster families in our office, and we allow them to bring their kids to be watched by our staff. And it gets a little overwhelming to some of our kids based on their diagnoses and their trauma narratives. And we have a room in our office right now that's full of filing cabinets and things like that. And we use it currently as a quiet, safe space for kids to go when they get overwhelmed. And so we've thought it would be so great if that room could be utilized to actually have items for them to use to calm down, or if they're getting a sensory overload, items that would be really beneficial for them to use. Also, there's so many resources that foster parents kind of get inundated with that are beneficial for their kids and their trauma narratives and their behaviors. And there's only so much money that people have to spend on those things. And if they are able to come to our office, try them out in our office, or check it out as a library to try and see, is this really going to be effective for me and my family and my children? Or is this something that we should maybe not purchase? I think that would be really beneficial for them to then also find new behavior management techniques or new items that they could try so that they can continue to grow their knowledge base and also find certain things that are really going to benefit their family before they go out and just buy everything to see if this will work or if it won't. So being able to offer that to them would just be a really great opportunity for our office.
Great. Thank you very much, Alexa.
Thank you.
Mary, I'll turn to you now. In your request for Life Books for Healing, you explained that as foster children move through the system, pictures and memorabilia and information does not always travel with them, leaving large gaps in their lives, so to speak. You said that life books will allow foster children to remember the families they lived with, the friends they make, and the activities and experiences they had while in care by documenting them. Dick, would you like to ask the question that the foundation trustees had for Mary?
Yes, Mary. I've actually been a mentor to a girl in foster care, so I know how she bounced from place to place to place. So I will ask you, can you give me an example of the sort of thing that Life Books helps to capture as a child transitions between placements and sometimes from between placements and placements and placements. So if you could give me an example of how the Life Book you think will help, that would be great.
Okay, I like to think of a life book as kind of a cross between a baby book and then also a scrapbook. So what we want to capture in there is when did they arrive to the home, maybe where they came from. So if they're coming from home, maybe start with a picture of the child and the parents to remember that. As a lot of our children end up going towards an adoption route, and then they don't have even that picture of them with their biological parent, depending on their age. So I would we'll be kind of guiding the life books through, if we receive the gift, we will be there as staff to guide the foster parents and exactly like kind of what we want to include in there. So like a demographic page, the picture of the family, a demographic page, like how old are you? And then a picture of them with the foster family that they would start with. And then just kind of document some of the exciting things or, did they play sports? Did they go to church? Where did they go to church? And that information in there. We recently had older youth in our program who had bounced around from home to home, and they didn't have a life book that followed them. And we actually took them, their older brother had passed away while they were in care, and we took them to visit him at the cemetery. And they said, well, we remember being around here, but we don't remember what the school was that we went to. We don't remember, all of this. So then we drove them around to all the different places that they were and let them take pictures of it because that was something that was important to them. So that's kind of guiding this. We would like to think of like, what are those important things? Who are those important people? And document all of those things. We do like, as long as it's a planned discharge, sometimes it's not planned, so it makes it a little bit more difficult, but we do like to have, kind of a final thing in there saying like, okay, well, now you're transitioning to this next home, if they're maybe going to a pre-adoptive home and have done trial home, a visit to the other home, then maybe we could put a picture of that family there saying like, you're now leaving our family and going here. But that would be something we would just give guidance to the families as we go through the trainings with them and help them create the life book.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
Okay, Andrea and Jamie. In your application for a pre-adolescent playroom, you explained that the Patriot Center supports the most diverse and widest age range of youth, starting at age 6 and going all the way to age 21. For the residents aged 6 to 12, you and your colleagues have discovered that they've missed or are missing their childhood. So you seek a separate indoor location to cater specifically to this group so they are free to act and behave like kids. Larry, would you please ask the question that was posed by our foundation trustees?
Yep, I would love to. Andrea and Jamie, From a therapeutic perspective, how important is unstructured play for children in this program?
That's kind of the ultimate question that we've been trying to figure out for a while now, and with Jamie being the head of the PDCA committee for this age group. We have found that the 6 to 12 age, their reactions are very emotional, very impulsive, and really sometimes it just comes down to a simple distraction technique. And when you have a child who may not have the insight to what has happened to them prior and how it's affecting them now, sometimes a separate area or a simple game or an activity or an art easel or a sand tray or a basketball game can open up that child to realize that they are actually sharing information with us that they typically would not have had the insight from. We're really focused on eliminating any sort of crisis or restraints. As mentioned in the packet, the 6 to 12 age range is something that is driving our restraint numbers higher. Even pre-COVID, we have been tracking that the length of stay, even for our diagnostic program, which is supposed to be short-term, is getting longer and longer because of resources that are limited in the community, or the families that unfortunately may not have their own resources to help support a child with different needs. So COVID, obviously, we know has affected all of us greatly. So even with COVID now, the length of stay is becoming longer and longer. And some of our resources that we do have on campus here have been limited because of COVID, and rightfully so. So we feel that this space that already exists, we could provide this room that combines the Crayola factory, but with a total therapeutic environment that clinicians and staff can use, where kids can express themselves in a way that they probably may not have ever had the opportunity to. And we know that from a therapeutic and clinical standpoint, that is one of the driving factors in that age range that is the most challenging to assess and support and overcome. So our hope and our goal is that with this area, the kids can pick out what they want in the room. They can help name it, they can help paint it, they can help display their creative minds so that future kids that come in have the opportunity also to use it.
Thank you, Andrea. Jamie, did you want to add anything?
Certainly. I think there's to answer your question about the clinical aspect of it, I started KidsPeace in 2002, coincidentally with the age range of 7 to 11 boys. And I have this, in joining up with this project, I remember as a new clinician, what was most important in working with these children and developing that therapeutic relationship. And I remember converting my office into as much of a playroom as I was able to with the limited resources at that time. And when I would do, the whole point is trying to get these young kids to engage in therapy. And I was able to bring them in, and anytime we would do a relaxation exercise or a mindfulness exercise, I would ask them where their favorite place was. And I was expecting some place from their home community, and it ended up often being my office, which led, I was very shocked in hearing that was the safe place for them, that was the place where they could feel free. In working on that clinical relationship, they were looking forward to coming into therapy and being a part of it. So I wanted to make sure that all of our kids have that option in being here, that they have a place where they could be free, they could be safe, they could be comfortable. And it would allow us to engage with them on a totally different level, because that's, in play as adults, that's where we feel relaxed, that's where we feel comfortable, that's where we feel free. And trying to translate that in with the youth, I think clinically this is going to really help their levels of engagement and just releasing, some of that stress like we were talking about. We want them to be able to release, energy in a safe manner, and just be able to have that room to be kids. So we're super excited. We're doing this, either way, but we want to be able to make it the best playroom that we can, and have their full the kids' full support and being a part of the development of it. So thank you for this.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's all. I was just saying thank you for this, this opportunity to present.
Well, thank you to the four of you. That was very, very meaningful. Just summarizing in a word, your projects are designed to bring resources and to bring memories and to bring play to these children who need it. Thank you so much. It was really wonderful hearing about all of your projects, and they're all incredibly worthy. I am now going to put you into the waiting room so that our foundation trustees can make a decision, and then we'll pull you in back into the call and announce the winner. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hopefully I'll get a little faster at that with time.
No, that was good.
Well, they're all really good. And it's so great to get a little bit more insight into how much they care for these kids and how much they just really want to bring everything that they can to their opportunities for success. So Larry and Dick, this is the second year of the KidsPeace Foundation, and that the KidsPeace Foundation has awarded gifts. The foundation was actually established in 2017, and Dick, you were the founding member of the KidsPeace Foundation, but then it was in 2019 that we gave our first foundation gifts. Last year, they were $2,000 each. We had 3 very worthy recipients of the one for the hope, one for the help, and one for the healing gift last year. This year, when we met to make plans for the foundation gifts this year, you and the other trustees unanimously voted to increase the size of the gifts to $2,500 each, showing how much you appreciate this opportunity to reward our worthy associates and give them more resources to be successful with our kids. I also just want to point out to everybody viewing this today that our foundation trustees always fully fund the gifts that are awarded. This is not something that takes away other donations that KidsPeace has received, and it doesn't take away operating support for KidsPeace. The foundation trustees always step forward to fully fund the gifts that are awarded. So Dick, let me start with you. As the founder of the KidsPeace Foundation, could you briefly recount why establishing the foundation was so important and what it means to you to see it awarding gifts to our different programs out there?
Well, it was important to found the foundation so that we had a group of philanthropist trustees and you as president to get up every morning and think about how we can raise funds to help fulfill our mission of hope, health, and healing, and to be able to do the extra things, to have funds to do the extra things that our traditional sources of primarily governmental funding don't provide, as we've just seen by the presentations of these wonderful frontline people that put their soul and heart into their work every day to make sure that the kids we served come out of our care more whole than they were when they came in.
Well said. And Larry, this year you are serving as the chair of the KidsPeace Foundation. How did you decide to take on this role, and why has it been important to you?
Yeah, thanks, Ann. I would just echo what Dick said, but I would add to it that really the examples that we just saw from Alexa, Mary, Andrea, and Jamie are why I got involved. These are wonderful things that they do on a daily basis. I and the foundation truly believe that they're making an enormous difference in the lives of the children that KidsPeace serves. And for me, it's just an honor to have the opportunity to be part of this.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Bell. So I have received notification that the trustees have determined a winner for today. So without any further hesitation, I will bring our 3 finalists back into the room. Okay. All right. I have everybody back. Alexa, you're on mute, and Dick, you're on mute as well. Do you want to unmute? So Alexa and Mary and Andrea and Jamie, first on behalf of our foundation board, thank you all for the work that you and your colleagues are doing for the kids in your care. I can share that we all believe that your efforts are truly making a huge difference in the lives of these precious children. And in the spirit of the Healing Award and its focus on well-being and peace, we think that you are all so very worthy. And again, we appreciate the time that you've taken and the applications that you've submitted. We are really honored to support dedicated KidsPeace associates such as yourselves. Determining the winner of our foundation award each year is both a great honor and a very difficult job. So many exceptional programs applied for the Healing Award, and we thank the KidsPeace organizational leadership team for helping us to identify the 3 finalists. And I'm now going to turn it over to Dr. Larry Bell, and I'm going to ask you to announce our winner for today.
Okay, thanks, Anne, and thanks, Alexa, Mary, Andrea, and Jamie. Each of your projects are really so deserving. Each year, this is a difficult decision. I would have to say this year was even more challenging and particularly difficult. So what we've decided to do is to take really an unprecedented and I have to say unexpected, but very appropriate action today. I'm happy to announce to each of you on behalf of the KidsPeace Foundation Board of Trustees, it's my pleasure to let you know that each of your projects, each and every one of them, the 3 that have been presented, will receive a $2,500 Healing Award for 2020. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for the wonderful work that you do, the rewards and the benefits that you bring to the children. And we wish you much continued success in the future. And I would just ask Dick, do you want to add a few words?
Yeah, I do. And in fact, I just want to tell all of you that I am in awe of you as for the work you do. And I want you to know that it's very inspirational, emotional to me to hear your commitment in person by Zoom. And thank you again so much. You folks are amazing, and I appreciate you so very, very much. And it energizes me to work even harder to supply this year, next year, and in the future, those things that we need to add to the treatment process that enables us to do what we need to do for the kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry and Dick. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations to our 3 KidsPeace Foundation Healing Award winners for 2020.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Giving hope, help, and healing to children, adults, and those who love them. This is KidsPeace. Thank you.
Thank you.